Do you ever sit down to work, open your laptop, look at your list, and suddenly have no idea what to do first? Not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, but because everything feels important. Content, email, customers, products, back-end tasks, and somehow it all feels equally urgent. The problem usually isn't time, it's not having a system for deciding what deserves your time. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 3-question filter I use to decide what to work on in my creator business. Hi, I'm Liz Stapleton from Creator Ops Hub. I'm a systems-focused online business owner, and I help creators build with clarity and scale without chaos through what I call my creator operating system. So one of the biggest hidden drains in a creator business isn't a lack of motivation, it's decision fatigue. When you're wearing every hat in your business, it becomes really easy to spend your best energy on the wrong task. That's what creates the feeling of being busy all day, but not actually moving forward. A strong planning system should answer one question quickly. What deserves my best energy right now? If your current workflow doesn't answer that clearly, it's creating more overwhelm instead of reducing it. Here's the exact filter I use when I'm unsure what to work on. I run every task through these 3 quick questions. First, I ask, does this directly build visibility, trust, or sales? Every task in your business should connect to at least one of these. Visibility means helping more people discover you. Trust means strengthening the relationship with the people already in your world. And sales means helping the right people take the next step. So, some examples. Writing a YouTube script is going to help with visibility. Answering customer emails is trust. Sending the weekly email, that's trust and sales. Updating your product page, sales. If the task doesn't clearly connect to one of these, it's probably not your top priority right now. And I don't want to discount administrative tasks that you need to keep your business running, bookkeeping, etc. But generally, you can set aside a set time for them monthly, and you should just have that time locked in. It's not a priority question in the day-to-day. The next question is someone waiting on this? So is another person affected if I delay this? And this can vary greatly. So I'm a solopreneur. So I don't have a VA that's waiting on me, right? But I might have customer support, right? This is where, for me, customer support moves way up the list, right? If I have a customer waiting on an answer, or a member expecting access, or a collaborator, because I do lots of collaborations, waiting on assets, is your audience expecting your weekly email? So whether you're a solopreneur or if you work with others, answering the question of is someone else affected by this may vary, but those are some examples. So if someone else is waiting, it should become a higher priority because delayed trust compounds just as fast as delayed sales. The third question is what creates momentum next? So if I can only finish one thing today, what's going to make tomorrow easier? This is a momentum filter. The best task is often the one that creates a domino effect. So for example, answering customer emails might reveal a question that I can turn into a video. Writing the weekly email might become tomorrow's Instagram caption. One task should create momentum for the next. Maybe I'm going to take a step back and realize that I do have a lot of content to create, but I need a better system in place to work through it so it goes faster. So taking an hour today to automate graphic creation for a blog post is going to make tomorrow's work a lot easier. So let's use an example. Imagine today's to-do list looks something like that. You need to write a YouTube script, you need to answer some customer emails, you've got to update a sales page, you need to organize Google Drive, brainstorm a new product, and send a weekly email. And honestly, all these are pretty much on my list for today, except for brainstorming a new product and sending a weekly email. So let's go ahead and run it through the filter. So a weekly email builds trust and sales. Customer emails build trust and someone is actively waiting. YouTube script builds visibility. A sales page supports conversion, and a Google Drive cleanup is helpful, but no one's waiting on it. So the order should become then of what you want to tackle is send the weekly email, answer the customer emails, write the YouTube script, update the sales page, brainstorm the new product, and then organize your Google Drive when you have time, or use AI to do it for you. Now you know exactly where to start. And the revised order is a lot stronger with what you're trying to achieve. Now, some big mistakes that creators can make when choosing tasks is that they'll choose based on comfort or energy instead of impact. And I'm not saying energy doesn't play a role. You absolutely should be listening. And sometimes, even though a task is a high priority, if you don't have the right amount of energy for it, you should put it off until you do. But you just need to be mindful of how much of a priority it is. And sometimes you just got to push through, right? We've all been there. So we naturally want to do the easy thing. So organizing folders, that tweaking formatting, watching another tutorial, planning instead of executing, like those are fun, easy things that I could, throw TV on in the background and do. But that sort of comfort is rarely going to create momentum. So clarity comes from deciding based on the outcomes, not just what's kind of the easy thing to do. So the goal isn't to do everything, it's to consistently do the next right thing, which I think is like a Frozen song. Anyway, that's what a planning system is supposed to do, right? It's supposed to reduce the noise, reduce the second guessing, and help you to move with confidence so that you know what you need to work on, when, and who's waiting on things, right? So if figuring out what's actually worth your time is something you are constantly struggling with, then I want to invite you to grab my 10-minute time waster audit. It's completely free, links below, and it'll help you quickly spot the tasks and habits that are stealing time from real progress. So the link is in the description. If you guys have questions, let me know. And hopefully this gave you some better ideas of how to approach your daily to-do list to make it a little more proactive towards your goals.